Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video.
Everywhere I go, I'm plant-based dripping.
If you're new here, my name is Alice. Today I want to go on a little bit of a rant and also explain a slight shift in focus on this channel. I've been trying to think a lot about why it is that in the last few years I've kind of lacked motivation to put out content on this channel. And I've realized that it's because I've been putting a lot of focus on eating disorder recovery related videos rather than diet recovery related videos. And I think the reason that focusing on eating disorder recovery has been a stumbling block for me on my channel is because my method doesn't currently fit in with the current popular paradigm of recovery. Right now online in the eating disorder recovery community, it seems quite popular to be following the Minnie Maud or homeodynamic recovery method. A lot of the popular recovery coaches and blogs promote essentially this method. And while I'm so grateful for this method and I think that it has a lot of valuable information, I do disagree with some things about this method. And what I think has been happening is that because I've been trying to focus on eating disorder recovery, it's kind of causing me to get further and further away of what I'm truly passionate about. In addition, I have found it very hard to speak generally and provide information that is going to apply to everyone that's recovering from calorie restriction in some form, whether it's from an eating disorder, dieting, or disordered eating. And while there's many similarities between those recovering from dieting versus those recovering from an eating disorder, there are some key differences, and so it's really hard to create content that's going to apply to everyone, which is why I'm going to be shifting my focus from directing my message at those recovering from eating disorders to those specifically that are recovering from dieting. I know that a lot of you in my Recover with Abundance Facebook group are recovering from eating disorders, and so this does not mean that I'm not going to help you any longer. In fact, it's much better that you are in my Facebook group because I'm able to speak to you directly. It's much easier to work with people one-on-one and address their specific situation rather than creating content for everybody that is going to apply to everyone's situation. But from now on my YouTube channel, Instagram, and any other social media platform, my content is not going to be for those recovering from eating disorders, but rather it's going to be for those recovering from dieting. The key difference between my recovery method and the Minnie Maud recovery method is that the Minnie Maud method promotes eating in abundance on a standard American diet, and I promote eating in abundance on a minimally processed plant-based diet in the long term. I do think that the Minnie Maud method has been really great for a lot of people recovering from life-threatening eating disorders, but for some people the Minnie Maud method has not worked out for them in the long term, and has especially not worked for some people who are just recovering from dieting. For some people it has led them to gain so much weight that it has negatively impacted their everyday life and their health. And I'm just seeing a lack of resources available from those that promote a similar method to the Minnie Maud method for those in which the method has not worked out for. I think that it can lead to relapses for a lot of people if we don't provide them with a way of eating that allows them to eat in abundance and honor their full appetite and still go back down to their set point and overcome various health issues, aka a minimally processed plant-based diet. For this reason, I would like to direct my message at those who perhaps did not succeed following the Minnie Maud diet, or for those that are just recovering from chronic dieting or disordered eating. Although following a minimally processed plant-based diet was really beneficial for me in my recovery, it's not going to be beneficial for everyone who is recovering from a life-threatening eating disorder, especially for those that are not able to get enough calories from plant foods, or for those that have weakened digestive systems and they're not able to handle a lot of fiber. For these people, the Minnie Maud method is really great because they're able to get enough calories in and they're able to easily digest the food if their digestive system has trouble breaking down a lot of fiber. And if you're a part of my Recover with Abundance Facebook group, you know that I'm definitely not promoting a minimally processed plant-based diet to everyone, specifically for these individuals. And so that's a situation where it would be really important for someone to follow specifically the Minnie Maud recovery method, but I don't think the Minnie Maud recovery method is helpful for every situation. and I don't think it's helpful in the long term. This is because those that promote the Minnie Maud method do not recognize the relationship between our food choices and our health outcomes. And to some extent, I do understand why they're not recognizing the link between our food choices and our health outcomes, and that's because they want to get away from viewing food as healthy or unhealthy, and they want people to just have no fear foods and just eat the food, which I totally understand and is super important for some people, but for a lot of people, it has unfortunately led them down the wrong path. I also got someone commenting recently saying that talking about overshoot weight is unhelpful for those in recovery, and I guess their argument was that it's unhelpful because it causes one to expect weight loss after recovery. However, I personally think that it's very, very important to talk about overshoot weight in recovery, because speaking from my own experience, I know that I probably would have ended up relapsing or not allowed myself to fully heal and recover if I was not aware of the overshoot phenomenon in recovery. Because when I was still stuck in my eating disorder, I was absolutely terrified of gaining weight. And when I was still in that mindset, I don't think that I would have allowed my body to gain as much weight as it needed to if I was led to believe that I was going to be stuck at that weight for the rest of my life. That's just the mindset that I was still in during my eating disorders. So if I was not aware of this overshoot phenomenon, I think I would have been stuck in quasi-recovery or would have ended up relapsing, because I wouldn't have allowed my body to gain all the weight that it needed to in order to heal my body before naturally going back down to my set point. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I also don't censor myself in any way, in that I don't hide any numbers, and I do not bleep out certain words that the eating disorder recovery community would deem inappropriate, such as the word obese. It just has never personally resonated with me to censor myself in that way, and so that's another reason why I think it's best that I don't direct my content at those recovering from eating disorders, is because I do not want to trigger anyone. So ultimately, what I'm truly passionate about is helping people find their happiest and healthiest selves, both physically and mentally. I'm also really passionate about eating in abundance. I'm really passionate about plant-based nutrition, and I'm really passionate about helping people recover from calorie restriction and dieting. So while I've talked a lot about eating disorder recovery on this channel, and the reason for this being because I myself have recovered from an eating disorder, and I wanted to share my personal experience in recovery, I think that ultimately when it comes to helping other people, I would like to focus on helping people recover from dieting for the reasons that I talked about in this video. I think in order to stay really motivated and passionate about creating content for you guys, I have to be creating videos that I'm really passionate about. And focusing on eating disorder recovery was kind of taking me down a path towards topics that I was not as passionate about. And this is because what I'm truly passionate about is plant-based nutrition and eating in abundance. However, the eating disorder recovery community does not really leave a lot of room to talk about veganism and nutrition, because sometimes it seems like in the online eating disorder recovery community, they're almost anti-healthy foods, and in some cases seem to shame people for talking about healthy eating and talking about nutrition and health, which I definitely understand to some extent, as I talked about in this video, but it's just not what I'm passionate about, and it is not the message that I want to share. I really want my channel to be focused on health and wellness, eating in abundance, plant-based nutrition, but also lifestyle related videos like vlogs, personal development, mental health, fashion, and conscious living. These are the topics that I'm truly passionate and really excited about. So I hope that this video made sense for you guys, and I hope that it wasn't too all over the place. If you guys need me to clarify anything, please ask in the comments down below, and I will explain anything that was unclear to you guys. If you guys would like more support from me in your recovery from calorie restriction, I do offer a private Facebook support group, which is offered through my Patreon. My Recover with Abundance group is a self-directed support system in that I don't provide any step-by-step guide or program, but rather it is a service that you can use as much as you would like. So whenever you have questions, need support, or just want to vent, you can post in the group or message me privately, and I will respond to every post or message within 24 hours. Keep in mind that, as I talked about in this video, I personally don't censor any numbers or any words, and people are just able to speak freely in the group. So if numbers or certain words are triggering for you, then I would suggest not joining the group, so you can still get all your questions answered and get the support that you need. I just want to give a quick shout out to Abigail. Abigail recently started a channel here on YouTube, and I will leave her username right here, and I will leave a link to her channel in the description box down below. So definitely go check out her channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Don't forget to be kind to yourselves. Until next time, peace out guys. Bye.
Everywhere I go, I'm plant